Somehow we believe that the body we were born in decides what sports we love. And so I joined a soccer club, although my mom played volleyball and I really enjoyed going and watch her games. My father even was her coach at a certain moment, so like I watched her game like every Saturday and I could not wait to watch her game. Volleyball clearly was the sport that really was my passion, but as I said, I was a man, so I joined the soccer team. Although I did not like it that much, but I was a boy and I had no choice, so this is what happened. This is me when I was 6, and I'm actually wearing an Ajax shirt. I don't know who knows Ajax. Yes. And this is my brother, and I'm actually smiling here, but I was not that happy playing. So this took a year, and a year full of rainy evenings on the sports field, where I was trying the sport that I was actually and obviously not mine. At the same time, my love for volleyball grew and grew, but the people made me feel like there was not really an option for me. I had to stick to soccer because I was a boy. And I played soccer for a year till the moment that, together with my mom and my dad, I actually and finally decided to join volleyball. This was in 2002, and that was the year that I joined my first volleyball team. And as I said, this was not only hard because I'm a boy, but I also had to travel to other villages to actually be able to find a team which had like an only boys team. So it was not only hard because of that, but also because boys at my school started calling me a girly for it. Like, I was obviously playing the girl sport, so I was called girly, and actually it was the subject of many jokes in school. But I did not care too much because I liked the sport, like, it was absolutely my passion, so I got better and better, and I played volleyball every day. And it got to the point, and I'm happy to say that, for the past 4 years, I've been playing as a professional volleyball player. And, I'm not showing off, but like, it's part of the story, okay? So, volleyball has been my job for the past 4 years, and I'm really happy to tell you that. What is the point of my story here? The point of my story is, with this personal experience, I want to show you how gender can influence choices as small as your hobby. And I sometimes ask myself, what would have happened if I did not break with the stereotype of being a boy having to play soccer? And what would have happened if I would stick to playing soccer? Well, this would obviously not have happened. And I would, I think, have felt less happy during the past years. And what I'm addressing here and what I want to talk about today is the influence of gender in general, but the influence of masculinity in specific. And it's huge, because what if it's not about the choice of your sports, but the choice of your behavior towards girls, for example? What if you don't have the courage to break with the stereotype and feel like you should be a strong man, like having a brave character, which should talk dirty to girls, or scream, or even touch girls without their permission, because you are just a man? Last summer I graduated in gender studies, and I did that by writing about toxic masculinities. And by saying that masculinities can be toxic, I mean that we perceive masculinity in a way that can be harmful for men itself, but for society as a whole. And I gave you already the example of choosing the wrong hobby, but I can give you some more examples. What about boys, for example, who actually show their emotions? Like, is it okay for boys to cry? Not really. Does crying help sometimes? If you ask me, yes. So why not give the boys the opportunity to cry if they want? And another example, what about boys who fail, in between brackets, in loving girls, which is still seen as a big insult towards masculinity? Society tells that boys fail to be a real man when they love boys instead of girls, and that many of the things they do should have the goal to impress girls and not boys. But why not tell them that love is love, and that if that person you love is a boy, then that is okay too? It is Chimamanda, a feminist writer, and she's one of my all-time favorites, who states the following. Oh wait, that's the next slide actually. We do a great, I'm going to read because it's not my favorite. We do a great disservice to boys in how we raise them. We stifle the humanity of boys. We define masculinity in a very narrow way. Masculinity is a hard, small cage, and we put boys inside this cage. We teach boys to be afraid of fear, of weakness, of vulnerability. We teach them to mask their true selves, because they have to be a hard man. And I want to show you this, because these are actually words that appear a lot in my thesis. For example, be a man, the phrase I absolutely hate. Be a man, because, why do I hate it? Because it's showing you a direction you don't, like, maybe you don't want to be like a man with all its stereotypes. Never be a victim. Men can never be a victim. They always have to be strong. They have to suppress their emotions. They have to be heterosexual. They can be violent. I don't know why, but they can be violent. And they always have to be career-driven. Like all these stereotypes are there in toxic masculinities.